Hello students, we are at JKusengafarm. This is a farmer who does farming of different types of fruits in his farm. But today we are going to talk about the tree tomato or Tamarillo fruit. Tamarillo fruit or the tree tomato is a subtropical fruit that does well mostly where citrus fruits also do well. So today, as you can see, this is the tree tomato or Tamarillo fruit. So we look at different stages of Tamarillo fruit. Now you prepare from the climatic conditions that are required, the soil requirements, how you transplant the seedlings to the main field, and then how long it takes to reach to maturity.
My name is Dennis Mutua. I'm a farmer at JKusengafarm, and here we deal with today we are dealing with the tree tomato or Tamarillo, and I'll be telling you and teaching you on how to grow them from seeds, because basically here we do it from seeds.
So Tamarillo fruit, normally you can get the seedlings from grafting with the bagweed, or the local name of the bagweed is the Machakos tree, or you can prepare the seedlings from the seeds. From the time you plant the Tamarillo fruit up to harvesting, normally if it is a grafted Tamarillo fruit, it takes a shorter duration, which is 2 to 3 years, and then you start harvesting. Or if it is normal seedling, it will take a longer time, which is between 3 to 6 years. Now in this section, we are going to look at the requirements of growing the tree tomato or the Tamarillo fruit. We are at the farm. The soil where we are growing your Tamarillo fruit requires to be well drained with high organic matter content so that it can provide enough food and nutrients for the fruit to grow. The other factor you have to consider is the rainfall. Should be around 400 millimeters to 6,000 millimeters of rainfall, or you can substitute it with irrigation so that your fruit, Tamarillo fruit, can perform well. The soil should be well drained with high organic matter content, which should not allow waterlogging. And it does well within an altitude of 1,500 meters to 2,000 meters above the sea level. So as you can see, in the JKusengafarm, where Brescia Agribusiness Limited is, the farmer of JKusengafarm is here. So at one point we'll come in and then show us on how he does the transplanting of the seedlings to the main field where he has prepared. Now we are at that stage of preparing the seedlings, which will be transplanted to the main field where they will go up to maturity for harvesting of the Tamarillo fruit. There are two ways in which you can be able to prepare your seedlings that you use for transplanting. One is you can prepare them from the seed, or you can prepare them from cuttings. And if you are using the cuttings, then it means you'll do some grafting with the bagweed tree or the Machakos tree. So, but in this case, here in JKusengafarm, the farmer is with us here. He prefers preparing the seedlings using the seeds. That is the method he prefers using in his farm. So we'll welcome him also to give us a way forward on how he prepares the seeds to seedlings, how long they take, and how the transplanting to the main field where they grew up to maturity takes place.
So my name is Dennis Mutua. I'm a farmer at JKusengafarm, and here we deal with today we are dealing with the tree tomato, all Tamarillo, and I'll be telling you and teaching you with Boresha Agribees on how to grow them from seeds. You pick a tree tomato from the tree, mature tree, like this one, and then after picking you have to cut it. Into two, but you must be careful that you don't injure the seeds because there are many inside. And then now you put it in a seed bed where you can leave it for like 1 month. In preparation for the seed bed for tree tomato, you need a container that you can use a jerry can, and then you must make the jerry can to have holes. To have some holes. Why? We do holes because of drainage for the water. So you must. Example we can do here in this. We have done here. Here there's this holes. This one, and also this one. Now you put the soil. Put the soil to the container, which is well drained and well mixed with organic matter. So that your fruit can have great health as they are growing. The soil should be well decomposed. Why? Because so that they cannot injure the seeds for tree tomato. Then after that, you have to now cut the tree tomatoes. The selected tree tomato, which are the best quality. Because best quality will give you good fruits. Then you have to cut it with care. Why? Because you don't want to injure the seedlings. Like you can see the seedlings are here. Then the seedling, you need to put the seedlings in water. You need to put the seedlings in water. Yeah. So you remove them.
Let me ask you, why do you put the seedlings in water?
You put them in water so that you can, because they are all touched together, and you need them to be separate. You need them to be separate. So you put them in water so that you can separate them. As you are putting them in the seed bed, they can be separate. And everyone has to have a space to grow, a good space to grow. So after that now you pour the water into your container with the seedlings, and you'll find the seedlings now each one is individually. You can see they are not all together; they are separated. And then you sprinkle around so that they can get each can get in different places. So we wait for the water to drain, and after draining, now we can add small soil in it, and then we can leave our seedling for 1 month, and they will have sprouted. At a stage of 1 month, they will be ready. They will have grown to this stage. And in this stage, you have to start potting, and then so that because they cannot grow to be many at this stage, so you must pot them so that you have more tree seedlings. And after another 1 month, you will have they will be ready for planting. This one. So these are 3 months old. 3 months old. When after seed, when they are 3 months old, they are ready for planting. Yes. So the reason why you cannot transplant this seedling at this stage is because of the stem. The stem is very weak, and when you plant them, they can get like die bug. Even a pest like caterpillars can bite them and then destroy them. So you need to leave them for another 1 month. You can either pot them, you can put them in potting bags if you have, and also you can, if you don't have potting bag, you can leave them in the container for 1 extra month, so that they have strong stem. Like example, this is now 3 months old, and the stem is very strong and ready for planting. Also this one, another one is here, it's very strong. The stem, so you want them to attain a very strong stem, so that they can resist different environmental condition and even different diseases, all pests. Yes.
Now, JKusengafarm, I just wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
Why do you select well, ripe and mature fruit for use when you are preparing the seeds in your nursery?
Okay. The reason why we choose a very ripe and mature fruit is because of the quality of the tree that you are going to grow. Because if you don't harvest a very ripe means the seeds also are ready, and when the seeds are ready, it means that the seedling that will come from that fruit will be also strong and full of strength. Yes, so that's the main reason that we choose a very ripe and mature tree. Amen.
So after selecting the seedlings with a strong stem, we are the main field now where we want to transplant the seedlings to. So spacing will depend on the size of your farm. If you have a reasonable space, you can do spacing of 3 meters by 3 meters. That is from one plant to another 3 meters, and from one row to another 3 meters. If your farm is small in size or in area, you can do the spacing of 2 meters by 2 meters. That is from one plant to the other 2 meters, from one row to another 2 meters also. So after doing that, and then you make the holes.
This moment is for planting, and we need to dig our holes of 2 by 2. That is 2 feet deep and 2 feet wide. Why we do that? It's because we want our plant, because it's a small plant and the roots are so small, we want it to have a space where the roots can spread so fast. That's the reason that we do 2 meters by 2 meters. And also it's for irrigation purposes. If you are using irrigation of water, you have a hole where you can put your water in, and also you can do your mulching in. So that's the reason that we do 2 by 2 feet. But the main key is that the roots are able to go easily, and the plant can grow easy, very quick. So let's go to the hole. So doing the holes.
We'll use a spacing of 2 meters by 2 meters. We'll make the holes. Then after making the holes, in each planting hole, we'll have at least 2 handfuls of well-decomposed organic manure. And then you can apply also 10 grams of planting fertilizer, like TSP, triple superphosphate. Mix it well with the well-decomposed organic manure, and then you clean your seedlings now, farm it well.
After pouring the soil, you have to plant your tree, and we leave it at this stage. Why? Because we need, after every 3 months, we add more manure. Why? Because your plant can get enough nutrient so that it can grow very well. So at this stage, now you take your plant, then you remove it from the potting bag. You can see from the potting bag it has established some good, very vibrant, very good roots, and these roots, they are the one. So if you find roots which are very this way, you have to trim them. Why? Because you don't want them to be in circular form, because when they get in the soil, they will continue to be in circular form. So you want them to cut them to be in straight line. Why? So that they can spread well. So you can use a shear or a knife then you cut them before planting. After that, now you can plant, because you can see they are going down. You can see, so it will be very easy to spread. Then you plant your plant. If you have fertilizer now, you can add. You can mix with the soil before. Then after every 3 months, we'll be adding another bucket of well mixed decomposed manure and well decomposed soil and manure and soil, so that your plant can continue growing very quick, and after 8 months it will be already producing. Yes.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yes.
After we have planted the seedling,
Before that, hizo swali ndio upate nimenyunyizia kwanza ndio kuja kwa swali. Can we cut?
yeah, it's okay.
Then after that you need to water your plant.
Now JKusengafarm.
Yes.
I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Why is it that after planting the seedling, we are not covering the remaining space within the hole with the top manure?
With the top manure. The reason is because you want your plant to grow strong, and you want it to grow fast. This way it will grow faster, because you'll be adding manure after every 3 months. So you'll find that after 3 months it will be grown to a certain height, like a meter long. After that, the stem will be strong. So when you add more manure there, you are feeding the plant, and you are feeding it with more nutrients. So it will have more nutrients to grow. But when you put this soil here, the topsoil right away, you will find that your plant is depending on the manure you put at the first step, which is not more nutritious to the plant. So it will reach a stage where the plant it's like stranded. Why? Because it has not enough nutrient to boost, even to grow. Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. At which stage will the first fruits appear and then they are ready to harvest?
With this kind of when planting with 2x2 feet, 2x2, all of 2x2, the tree takes between 6 to 8 months to start producing. It depends with how you give it water and consistency in putting the manure. So in some places it will do by 6 months, it will be very small and producing fruit. In other places you will find it will only depend on the management. When you manage well, by 6 months you will start harvesting, and it continues for 6 years. You start harvesting your fruit. But when you don't manage it well, within after 1 year is when you will start harvesting your fruit. Even after 2 years, some people can stay even for 2 years without harvesting. But well, with right management and taking care of your plant, they will take short time to give you fruits. Yes.
What are the must do for the first 5, maybe 1 month when you have done the planting?
The first, the key things you must know after first transplanting. If you don't have water, please make sure the thing is you must water your plant consistently every day. Consistently, so that it grows so strong, and you have transferred it from different environment. This is a new environment, so you need to make sure your plant is well watered, so that the stress the plant is not much stressed, and it may grow faster. Another key thing is after 3 months you make sure you add some nutrients, some manure. Why? Because you want your plant to grow, to boost the immunity of the plant, so that it may grow faster. So key things are manure and also water. And also please make sure your plant is free from pests every time. Make sure it's free from pests. Yeah.
So just before the agronomist does general comment on this, when you say you water every day, do you mean every hour of every day, or once a day, or twice a day? What do you mean?
I mean once a day. You can do once a day per plant. You can do 20 jerrycan per day. 20 jerrycan of water per day. So we encourage for people who are watering to do it during the night, because the water moisture will take long time to in the whole of the plant. But when you water in the morning, you'll find the sun can consume all the water that you have watered, and during the night the plant has no water to take from. Yes. So in places where you have termites, you need to spray a medicine that will throw away the termites, because when you do mulching, it attracts some termites. So if you are a place where there are a lot of termites, you need to do some spraying, and all you can consult your agronomist on that. Yes, so you mulch around the plant, carefully mulch, and the grass should be dry in mulching, so that the moisture can be retained very quickly. The good thing with mulching is that while you continue watering, this dry grass will continue decomposing, and it will also be a manure for your plant. So after 3 months, you will not remove the mulching. You will just add the manure and the topsoil above it. Why? Because these are also nutrients which will decompose and form like a manure for the plant. Yes.
But at the same time, we avoid wet mulch because it will be releasing some moisture. That moisture maybe can burn your seedling as it germinates, as it grows from where you are planted. So that's why we discourage using of wet mulch material. So one part you need to be keen about, if you are coming from an area where there is a lot of termites, when you are putting the dry mulch material, you can spray with some insecticides which have active ingredient like imidacloprid, so that you control the mites that can interfere with your young plant that is growing in the field. But you don't need to worry more about the active ingredient of the name or the name, because in this course there is already a manual that will guide you and give you more information about the chemical that you can use if your farmer has a challenge with the mites.
This is direct after planting. I want to show you the different stages the tree tomatoes will go through in. The problem is that don't have for the first, the second, and the third month. So we have from 4th month and going forward. So all these are planted 4 months, 4 months time. This is 4 months. This is 4 months. In 4 months time, they must be showing very good signs of healthy. This is also at 4 months. 4 months. So these are, you can show different stages. This is the flower stage. The fruit is the fruit is start to form. Then after forming, it comes to another stage where the fruit start forming different fruits. And the good thing is that one flower can produce more than 6 fruits. That is more than 6 fruits. But you need to prune it so that it may produce quality fruits, maybe to 4 or 3 fruits for one flower. So this, like example, this one has 4 fruits. So they will continue growing slowly by slowly. That is another different stage. So we have different stages here. They have started to be big enough. You can see from this stage, these stages. Even these branches are different. The good thing are different stages. This stage and the other stage is here. This is like from this is for 2 months. They start forming now. They start forming the juice. This is like the first month. Then the 4th month they start. The 3rd month they start ripening. So they just basically they take 3 months to start ripening, so that you may have very very juicy fruit. We can show you a ripe fruit. Example of a ripe fruit. These are starting to be ripe. They are not yet ripe. They are starting to be ripe. They are ripening slowly. Even these, they are not yet ripe. It should be very red when they are ripe. tell you you can leave when you prune some flowers, they'll continue forming different fruit. This is a ripe fruit, and you need to have very ripe fruit. Why? The reason for having ripe fruits is because when you harvest this fruit at this stage, you'll find that the fruit will concentrate in forming good fruit. But when you harvest it in the stage we showed earlier, you will find that you will continue destroying the plant, because there's this water which is coming and feeding the fruit. So if you remove the water when the fruit is not ripe, the fruit will start die off slowly. Like example is this one. This shows that the fruit was harvested when it's not ready. When it's not ready, it will cause the plant to dry. So you must harvest it when it's this red, and the plant will continue producing. But if you find your fruit as this, now you have to prune them, cut them, all of them. You prune them. You prune the different dyed plants. These ones, then it will start flowering again and again. Like example, this one. Now you prune it, and you must prune it while it's slanting. The reason is so that water cannot get inside your plant.
Mr. JKusenga,
yes,
I know you have taken us through different stages, right from planting to transplanting to planting to management while planting, and even to flowering, harvesting and stuff.
Yeah.
What are the different management practices that you think a farmer should embrace so that they can get maximum yield over and above pruning and even removing extra flowers from one single flower?
Yeah. So other management practices from pruning and removing the excess flowers. One is adding manure to your plant. That is, we said after every harvest, you make sure you add like 1 bucket. That is, after every 3 months, make sure you remove some flowers. You add some manure. The reason for adding manure is one, because when you have ready plants, when you add manure, you will still have other fruiting, because you will be removing this plant and the others are still fruiting. So you'll have your tree will continue producing fruits again and again. Every time, every season, you will find you have fruits that you are going to harvest. Another thing is watering your plant, because tree tomatoes are juicy plants, and if they don't have water, they will not make the juice in them. They will not have that sweetness, all that watery thing inside them. They will be very they'll be very dry. They look like they will not have many juice. They'll have just the seed alone. So you have to make sure you water your plant very well. Then the one we said earlier is pruning. You need to prune. When you prune your plant, it will produce more, because when you prune, you are just practices. You are removing more leaves, more flowers, and then it causes the plant to produce more and have good quality for your fruits. Yeah. And that's other management is spraying. If you are not an organic farmer, you can consult or agronomist or agrovet. They will help you to know the best chemical, that is insecticide and also pesticide, so that you may control them from damaging your fruit. Yeah, and you'll have a good quality fruits.
Now you can see here, this is the white fly. White fly are small-bodied insects which have white wings, and they suck the sap. And when they suck the sap, the leaves become weak, and sometimes they fall off. So it's good to control the white flies area, and then by applying appropriate insecticides to control them. Also, you can splash off a jet of water, and then the white flies will fall off down. You see another pest for the tree tomato, the leaf miners. You see the leaf miners here, the way they are just fitting on the leaf and leaving the windows. They fit on the leaves, leaving windows on the leaf, and then they have reduced the surface area of the leaf for observing photosynthesis and making the manufacturing the food that the plant requires. So you also need to control these leaf miners from your farm by applying appropriate insecticides to control them. Then when you are spraying the insecticide to control some of these leaf miners, it is also advisable to do it either early in the morning or late in the evening, and you should not spray when it is immediately raining. You have to time such that when you are spraying, it is not immediately raining, or it's not raining at that time when you are applying the insecticide, because it washes away the spray volume containing the pesticide.
So, Mr. JKusenga,
Yes.
thanks a lot again for taking us through the various stages, and now we are up to we have reached the level of harvesting. And for the purposes of clarifying, how many harvests does a ready to harvest tree have in a year?
It has three seasons. That is, after every 3 months, you have to harvest. That is a well managed tree. If you don't manage well, you just have one harvest per season. You can have one. But when you manage your tree very well, you'll have 3 seasons per year. That is, after 3 months you harvest, after 3 months you harvest, and after other 3 months you harvest. Because during dry seasons, like in August, in Kenya in August, there's a lot of August to September. There's a lot of sun. So in that period, they tend to go dormant. So those 2 months they tend not to produce a lot. Even when watered, they tend not to produce a lot. So mostly three. That is 9 months. 9 months. 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. Yeah.
So for a well-managed tree, like the one you are holding, averagely, how many kgs does it do you do per harvest?
Per harvest we do per harvest, like example of this tree, we do 20 to 30 kgs, because you find like 4 to 5 fruits they do a kg.
So
they have enough water.
So you're telling us that one tree can yield about you said 4?
I said 20
20
20
kgs.
kgs to
Wow.
30.
For one tree.
For one tree.
So if I have got 1,000 trees,
Yeah.
I'm harvesting 20 times 1,000.
20. Yeah, that's true.
And what's the market like for this kind of food, the
This
tree
kind
tomato?
of food, the market is there. You can sell to local market. The local market is like the price for local market is different from price for companies. And for local market, the price can range from 80 per kg to 100. And then for companies, it ranges from because they are consistent. It ranges also from 80 to 150.
150.
Yeah, depending with the company.
So there's also export market.
Yeah, there's
If
also a
one
market
wants
for
to
export. Yeah, if you want to do export, you can go to talk to the guys. Those export guys, they target the quality now.
Okay.
Because you can't export something which is not of good quality. And quality one they do from average kgs for export goes from 150 to 200.
Okay. Mr. Patrick, an agronomist,
Yes.
is that what JKusenga has just told us, the 20 to 30 harvest per tree, if it's well managed, is that optimal from your expert perspective?
Yeah, actually for a farmer starting, depending on the management of your tree and fruits within your farm, you can do optimally the 20 kgs. But if it's a well managed farm, you can do more than that. So if you want to have more yield, when you are starting your farm transplanting, it's good to do the soil analysis. Within that soil analysis, you will be able to understand your nutrient status within your farm and exactly know how much amount of manure you will require, and fertilizer. In that case, if your farm requires a fertilizer, so that if you feed your plant well with the required manure amounts and then the fertilizers and then other management practices like controlling pests and diseases well, of course you will get more yield than 20 kgs. But for a farmer starting 20 kgs per tree is not bad, but you can do more than that. Therefore means you will make more profit out of your farming enterprise.
Okay, that's fine. Mr. JKusenga, what are the challenges would you say this kind of farming has, and what are the, what are the easy things, easy ways you can identify for us for doing tree tomato over and above, I mean when compared to other crops?
So most challenges we well farming tree tomatoes are mostly they are diseases. If you don't control your diseases, you just know that you will not have fruits. That's the truth. And so you must make sure you have a good scheduled way to control the diseases which face these trees. For tree tomato, the market is always there, and you'll always find customers for the fruit because it's high in demand and it's very nutritious even to our bodies. So it's good. The demand is always there. Some benefit of tree tomato compared to other plants is that tree tomato, this is a tree, and you know that every season you must harvest. Like every 3 months, if you manage well, you must harvest. It's not like other crops which take 3 months, then you start harvesting and then they die off. So this is a tree which will take more than 8 years. So you know every season you'll have something to eat for the fruit, and it is continuous for 8 good years. So that's one benefit of it. Even the management is not as high as tomatoes, which you find tomatoes you have to spray every week. This tree tomato you can, because it's a tree, you can spray after 14 intervals of 14 days, which will help. It's not that consuming even your time, because after planting, when you start planting, after planting you take 3 months even to add now manure. If it's not affected, you don't spray, and you start spraying again when there's flowers. When there's flowers is when you consistently spray your fruit. So the cost of doing a tree tomato is low, because you just want to invest in 2 things. First, if you have a land, you only invest in the seedlings. And the seedlings, after investing in the seedlings, you will go for 8 good years without even thinking about seedling. And after 8 years, is because now you have farmed the fruit, even you can propagate your own seedlings. So you don't want to go back to seedling. If you have land, that's okay. Now you just invest in seedling and even labor for planting. Then after labor for planting, now you go to management. The management cost is very low because you only spray to prevent diseases from happening, and it's not every time. We want to do the cost-benefit analysis of growing tree tomato. In an example, I have an acre, which have an acre holds 600 trees, and we know that every tree from well-managed tree can produce 20 kgs per 3 months. So per year, maybe we can do roughly for a year can produce 40 on minimum 40 kgs. So when you multiply 600 times 40 kgs per year, we get 24,000. Then you multiply 1 kg in Kenya market is going for 80 shillings, and when you multiply by 24 you get 1.9 million. That is average production for per year. then when you remove management costs and other costs that occur during the management period, you remain with 1.4. Yes, annually you may be producing in half an acre 1.4. You see from the cost benefit analysis that averagely per month one can make above 100,000, and that's the benefit for everyone, even more so the young people. You can get to this business and be employing yourself 100,000 per month. So I encourage all young people around the world that to get in fruit farming, more so in tree tomato, for this market for the fruit, and the demand is so high for the fruit. So you're welcome to join me as we venture in this business together.